Good morning, good morning, good morning. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing. Can everybody hear me? Okay. I'm just setting up here right now. I'm going to start in about 5 minutes. I've repositioned myself, which is probably a really bad idea. Oh my god, is my gain up? Is it gain up? Yeah, that's okay. Because I can't see shit, actually. Fuck, the sun is in my face and I can't see anything. I wonder if I should reposition again. I wanted you to see the beautiful view of El Salvador, but it's so bright. Can't see anything. Mental, huh? Maybe that's better. Maybe you can see me there. See how bright that is. What do I do? I think I'm going to have to reposition, guys. While I'm at it, I'm going to share my stream link just so that people know that I'm online. I'll do that in X, and I'll do that in Discord, and then check the stream as well, make sure it's working. Oh, way, wow. Oh, way, wow. The gain is high, huh? Fuck, why is the gain so high? Testing, oh my god. Testing. Good. Testing. That's better. Testing. Alright, I've obviously got problems with my setup. I need to figure this shit out. 1 second. What did I do? Sometimes you do stuff and you think you're clever. Actually, you're not clever. You actually fuck it up. And now I have a problem because my sound is a bit pants, isn't it? Right, I'm going to have to move this around. I can't see. Apologies, sorry guys. This is real, but it's that's what it is. It's not too bad. Ah, that's better, isn't it? You can kind of see my face a little bit. Can I see the screen? Kind of see the screen. Alright, how's the sound? Can I get some feedback? Is the sound good? Voice like robot and shout. Shit, why is the voice like robot? Testing. Chili? Is it still bad? Testing. Is it still robot? Loud. Testing. Testing. Fuck. Testing. Is it still robot? Yeah, it sounds a bit roboty, doesn't it? Is it still robot? Yeah, it sounds a bit roboty, doesn't it? Still robot. Salvador, yes. Salvador. Testing, testing, how's that? Testing, testing, how's that? Hello. Testing, how's that? Move to the side. No, I had the microphone in the front before. It was good. Move to the side. No, I had the microphone in the front before. It was good. I think it's better. I think it's better. Yeah, I think it's better now, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's better now, isn't it? Right. Alright. I think it's good. Let me know. What do you think? Chili? Are you happy? Are you happy? And why can't you see hold on. Why does everything have to go wrong, huh? Chat. Where's my overlay? Overlay, there you go. Good morning from El Salvador. No, it's not working. Why it's not working? I don't understand. I don't understand why things aren't working this morning. Shit. Good morning. My chat's not working either. Maybe I should, I don't know what to do. Hold on a second. Oh yeah, there it is. Yes, that worked. Perfect. All right. I think we're good. I think we're good. If there's any problems, let me know. Why can't I see the chat? All right, it doesn't matter. God, the sun is on me and I'm baking now. How annoying is that? I really made a bad choice coming outside. I kind of wanted you guys to experience outdoors in El Salvador, get a feel of the environment, and here I am struggling. I can't see shit. What am I thinking? I can't analyze the charts and see nothing. Alright, I'm going to do this anyway. It's a nightmare. I really need a permanent place for this. Oh my god, look at that. Alright, what's going on here? Bitcoin, is it going down to this level? Doesn't look like it, does it? Fuck. Let's have a look at the weekly chart again. Wow, look at that. Oh, it's been brought up right up to the weekly open. We're into resistance now. It's really looking quite bullish actually. At the moment it is, isn't it? So we're going to get a pullback eventually. It looks like we're getting a failed auction from the value area. You see that? That's quite interesting, isn't it? So the price has tried to get into the value area. And you see that? Look at that. Look at that yesterday. This is finding support off the value area high. So this is like a mini failed auction here from the value area low, and then bam, support. You see that? And you've just taken out that local high. That's quite nice, huh? That's actually not too bad. I was thinking maybe we'll go down there, but if we can't get into the value area, then we're not going down there. It's really that simple. And so this trade becomes moot. So I kind of have to ignore it for the time being, even though it's there. And what actually happened here, if you can look and see, did we take the liquidity from these lows? Yeah, we did, by a fraction. Look at that, bam, by a fraction. There was a little swing failure there of those lows, and the price, bam, exploded upwards. All right, so let's have a look at the order flow. Look at that bullish divergence. Look at the CVD going down, the price going up. That's really bullish. We just got some liquidations, and we've got some big volume coming in today. Shorts have closed. Shorts have closed. Again, we're getting bullish CVD here. We're getting real strong bullish absorption here on the CVD. So just from what I can see, it's looking really bullish at the moment. And wow, Bitcoin never fails to surprise, does it? And then the other thing is that we have a trend, like a little bit of a trend line break here. See that? So that trend line broke from the all-time high. If we do a different kind of range pull, like that, we're coming into resistance right now. And so effectively what needs to happen now is we need to get back into the value area, this local value area. You've got to be careful because you could be putting on a lower high. And my original short is still valid, huh? Not that one. This one, these two here. So we got a couple of short possibilities here. And if you look at that, harmonic that I drew, that cipher, look how accurate that was. That was a really accurate cipher. And look at that. So our target now is a 50 fib, which is 115,552, and then you've got a strong short zone all the way up to 118. Okay, that's kind of where we're at the moment with Bitcoin. So that cipher is clearly valid because you can see that we're getting a reaction off the golden pocket, which is what I talked about. I updated that, and you can see how the price is moving to the upside. And we have a target. We're coming into resistance now. It's quite a strong resistance because it's the value area low of this local higher range lined up with the 382 of this fib retracement. But the target for this bullish cipher is the 50 fib, and that's kind of where we'll be monitoring for that. Once you get into the 50 fib, you're back into this range, and then we have to see how the volume gets put in because you have really strong resistance at 118 zone. And there aren't any, you can't long here. So the next kind of trade you'll be looking for are shorts. And I've already done that analysis for shorts. As you can see, look, we've got two shorts possibly. One at 115,552 and one at somewhere between 117 and 118. I think that those trades are still valid. And right now the price is just going up. I think that's it. Bitcoin is really bullish at the moment. We're getting bullish divergences on the CVD. And actually, if you look at this this pivot low here, you see that that's basically the bottom of this upper range, and so we are back in the range. So I kind of want to see this level hold. I don't want us to lose this level. So if you are thinking of a long, if we do kind of find support there, then that could be the next potential long. If you see a reaction and you can see a local invalidation just off that pivot low there. Possibly it's quite a steep trend line, but little scalp. I wouldn't take it. You'd have to have a nice reaction. There's not much risk to reward there. It's pretty much a scalp, to be honest with you, so I'm not crazy about it. Just because it's already moved and we've already seen the price find support off the value area low of this range. So Bitcoin's looking really quite bullish right now, and there isn't really much to say. Yeah, possibly we want to see this SR flip hold as support. It'll get quite choppy here. Get rid of that. That's the one, isn't it? So I think that cipher played out really nice, actually. Look, I'm coming into resistance now. I'm going to come into resistance. The target's a 50 fib. Let's have a look at ETH BTC. ETH BTC is actually really nice at the moment. It's kind of flagging. We're not getting a crazy sell-off, and look, you see here, it's coming to the point of this point of control here. The weekly level, the weekly candle has taken the previous week low, so we're looking at a little bit of a weekly swing failure right now, and possibly the monthly's gone back for liquidity, and now possibly it's going to push up for another move. That's what it looks like at the moment. Let's have a look at ETH itself. Yeah, ETH is looking quite good. It took the weekly low from last week. Yeah, actually it's looking quite good now, huh? It's not looking too bad. That's fun. Let's have a look at some of these other ones. Sui's moving. Some Solana. Okay. I like it. I like it. There isn't really much to say. I've got nothing much to report, except that this cipher is playing out. Target 50 fib, and then a big short somewhere between the 50 fib and the golden pocket. That would be a big take profit. And then we just have to see how this cipher plays out. Put in a higher low, and then possibly push up for a V-shaped recovery to all-time highs. That's kind of where I'm at right now, assuming that we can push back into this range. ETH BTC looks pretty good, and so I think we're out of danger for the time being, and you can see that the golden pocket here is nicely held as support. It kind of came into this fib time roughly, or just slightly front run the fib time that I marked out, and yeah, it's looking good right now. So let's see how that plays out. I'm going to take a slight pause because I want to make a cup of tea, and then I'm going to come back and have a look at QANX and TRVL. Maybe not a 5-minute pause, maybe 2-minute break. Then looking at QANX and TRVL. Alright, be right back. Wow, it's so bright here. I'm so hot. I'm gonna have to move again. It's so boiling. The sun is really. Better. Oh my god, the sun is in my face. What have I done? That's what happens when you're in Salvador. You get blistered. It's like being on Mars. Now I can't see the screen. Oh my god. What am I doing? Sorry. I can't see my screen. I can't see anything. Mental. Shit. Fuck. I literally can't see my screen. I don't know what to do. Such an idiot. What an idiot. Alright, apologies guys, this stream has gone awfully wrong. I wonder if I should just go back inside, huh? I could do that, huh? I could just go back inside. Oh my god. Alright. 5-minute pause. I'm gonna go back inside. This is a nightmare. I can't do this. Ah, shit. It's so hot. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. 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 Wow, what a nightmare. I think I'm okay now. I'm back. What is this shit? All right. I literally just had a knife for it. And now it says YouTube isn't receiving enough data. What is going wrong? I think I'm okay. Is anyone here? Can someone tell me if everything is okay? I'm really having a problem here. Oh, what is this stupid adverts? Okay, let's should we look at TRVL or QANX? Shit. I think we're good, huh? Is my gain too much? Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing, testing. All right, I'm going to start again. Sorry, guys. I've like literally just had a crazy episode, but I've got my tea, so that's the main thing. Oh, nothing like a tea. All right, let me reset. Let me get my Zen back. Get this out of the way, this light. There. Perfect. All right. So what was I saying? I wonder if I should just redo Bitcoin and just have a look at it again. I'm not sure. Probably not. Let's go to QANX and have a look at QANX. QANX. So last time I did QANX was on Friday. And if you're watching on Friday, you'll know that I basically said it. We're range bound. We're in the range. Let me have a look at Friday's Friday's update. I think that was it. I don't actually have to go to the live show. I can go to specifically the one that I did for QANX. It was a pretty short update. And this was it, wasn't it? We're at the value area low, so we are range bound. We're at the low of the range. It's a good place to pick up some QANX, to be honest with you, because assuming it stays in this range, but obviously you're not going to get a better place than below this pivot into the point of control, are you? That's really the place to buy if you're looking for picking up this token maybe for the first time. You get a kind of really nice hit. Take out that pivot low into the point of control, maybe kind of even into this trend line a bit of reaction, and then that could kind of be the big impulse that we're looking for the next. Is this the next big impulse that we are looking for? That's the question. Well, look, I think you would agree that we did get a reaction. See that? Got a little bit of reaction. Got a bit of selling into that area. I honestly have no idea what's going to happen to the charts. I'm not in control of people or the projects or anything like that. I just kind of give areas where I think it could be good to long or short. And naturally, we've had a swing failure. Yesterday, we took out the pivot low and we closed lower than the previous day, but we took out the pivot low there. we haven't got the volume yet. We've got the sell volume, but we haven't got the buy volume. The sell volume is actually decreasing volume there. Decreasing prices, decreasing volume. So I would consider that not as bearish as it looks. And naturally, this is really the best place to potentially buy right here. Just because we've taken out that pivot low. I was talking about the point of control, wasn't I? So let me just kind of update the volume while we look at this. And I have to find the folder first. There it is. Bam. Oh, let me change. Oh, there you go. Let me pull my volume tool. Which one am I looking at? Point of control. Yep. So we've actually not hit it just yet. We've kind of slight front run. But as you can see, we're coming into this trend line. We're coming into the point of control. We've taken out the liquidity from this pivot low. This really is the place the price of QANX needs to hold now. I think this is the right place. I do want to see an impulsive move. Huh? I don't just want to see it kind of consolidate here, because usually consolidation upon resistance is bearish. Yeah. What I want to see is a reaction, is some kind of impulsive buying. I need to see that kind of price action, to be honest with you. That's kind of what I'm looking for right now. You've also got this kind of, this other trend line here. We've got a lot of things going on here, which makes me think this is the right place. And I mean, potentially you've got something. Yeah, it's not great. Something going on here, potentially some kind of bullish harmonic. We got quite aggressive selling here, but you see the volume is dropping off. So I'm not too worried about that at all. Let's have a look at the monthly candle on QANX. So I have to look at the volume as well. Actually, I hit it, but I'm going to have to look at it. It's a tricky one because it's slightly decreasing volume on increasing prices. And last month, even though I mean, the buying, it looks like the buying is slightly struggling on these monthly candles, isn't it? Slightly decreasing volume on the 2 monthly candle. I really like that 3 monthly red candle with a liquidity sweep of the lows, but then we've gone up, cleared liquidity from the highs, and we're heading down. Monthly. Let's have a look at this weekly one. Last week was miserable, closed lower. And naturally this week it's a continuation week. Take out the liquidity from this previous week, previous week low. And we're coming into a support zone now. This support zone has to hold. This is really important for QANX. Let me have a look at the 3-day candle to see what that's saying. So we still have a little bit of time to figure out. Yeah, I don't think it doesn't look it doesn't look like we want to impulse just yet. Yeah. We need to figure out support here. This is where we need to hold. Okay. This is it, guys. This is do or die. Hopefully do. Oh shit, why am I lagging? My trading view is lagging, isn't it? I'm trying to get the volume. no idea what's going on here. Look, my trading view is lagging. There it is. It's a tricky one because now we're not kind of going range bound, we're actually going down, and we're into the right area where where the price should find support. And the problem is that as the price went up here, you can see that the point of control of this local range was in the highs. That's bearish, and so naturally as the price expanded, people sold into that. Now the price is dropping, and so what you want now is you want people to accumulate. This is the accumulation zone here. This is the reaccumulation. So if people have bought and sold, this is the place to buy back in. If we get enough interest here, then we could see the price expand up and attack that point of control area, that resistance area, this value area, high area. That's really what needs to happen now. I don't know. I can't tell you what's going to happen. And ideally, we want an impulsive move. Because if we don't get an impulsive move here, we're just going to get continuous higher low, lower highs, lower lows in this local range. And you can see right now we're kind of putting in lower highs and lower lows. And so ideally what we need is in the kind of impulsive move, take out the highs, then we have a chance to speed out of this area. I would argue that it's got a large portion of this has got to do with Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin has been kind of struggling because it felt like there was a rejection from all-time highs on Bitcoin. This is having a reflection on altcoins, and especially with ETH taking out the ETH all-time high and rejecting from the all-time high. And so here we are again. QANX is just trying to figure out what it wants to do. I think this is the right place, the right area. Now the question is time. Is it the right time? Let me just kind of hide all my charts. Get rid of all of this now. Let me just have a look at this again. Slightly less information. Yeah, I think so. Look, this is really interesting. So I use the CCI a lot, and look on the CCI on the 3-day chart. We have a crazy oversold CCI. Yeah, look at that. It's hooking and it's at minus 620, 263. And you see that it's put in a lower low here, and actually the price is higher low there. So we have kind of bullish absorption on this indicator on the CCI and the 3-day time frame. Let's have a look at the daily time frame. Look at this. So we're in quite strong oversold areas on the CCI here. See that? And usually when that happens, you get some kind of, you see, it kind of usually gets some kind of reversal when you go into the oversold areas of the CCI. Now, I don't really look at the RSI, to be honest with you. I kind of prefer the CCI just because it's leading. When you look at the MACD, you can also see some bullish absorption here too. This is hidden bullish absorption. I think, yeah, look at it. So you see here, the MACD is just putting in a lower low, just slightly. So the MACD is just taking out the low, and the price is putting in a higher low there, or could put in a higher low. This is hidden bullish divergence. It means that the price isn't following the MACD, which means that the price is being absorbed. The price should be down here. It should have we should have taken out these lows. If the MACD and the price were following each other, then the price should have taken out these lows and you'd have no divergence. But what you're getting now is that the price is actually slightly higher than these lows, and the MACD has gone pushing lower. So you're getting some bullish divergences here on the daily time frame. the CCI for me is really important, and I can clearly see that the CCI on the 3-day time frame is showing crazy oversold. Look at it on the 3-day time frame. The last time that we were this oversold, look at it. The last time we were this oversold was here, and that was the hack, wasn't it? That was the bridge hack. We haven't been this oversold on the 3-day time frame on the CCI since the bridge hack. Look at that. Interesting, huh? Interesting. I'm gonna have a look at all of these while I'm at it. Okay. Interesting, interesting. If the price finds support at the point of control, then that's support. And that's kind of what I wanted. I wanted us to find support on the point of control. You see here, we haven't actually found support yet because the price went through the point of control. It didn't back test it. That was a little front run. Now we're coming into the point of control. And this is what I want to see. I want to see the price find support at the point of control. I want to see buyers step up at the point of control. That will give me confidence that actually we're finding support. We're on a support level. Once we're on support, then guess where we go? We go up. And that's kind of what I'm imagining right now. This is really important area for all the reasons that I said. Oops, that was wrong. Where's that trend line? Not that one. Get rid of that. That one. Point of control, you've got this trend line. Golden pocket. Look at that. So we're coming into some nice confluence here. We just have to see the price hold here, and then this will be the buy zone for higher prices, basically. And effectively what we want to do, whatever happens, what we want to do is we want the price to find support here, flip the value area high into support. If we can do that, then we're going to attack that trend line, take out those highs, and attack that trend line. And that's kind of what we want to see next. We want to attack that higher trend line. We don't want to linger at the lows. We want to find support and then break back up, back to the upside and hit those highs. And so volume is really important. And I want to see some strong green buying here, some strong green volume. And then we're just going to have to reevaluate this on our next stream next Friday and see what happens next. All right. I see that there's bullish absorption on my indicator, which I like. I like to see that. That gives me confidence that there's continued buying. Even though it's relatively low volume, it's accumulation, isn't it? It's accumulative buying. It's not impulsive buying. This is accumulation. So you're getting consistent buying, and that's absorbing the selling. Okay. And eventually what you end up with is higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, until the price breaks out to the upside. That's what happens, because people, they sell the highs, they buy the lows, they buy the higher lows. They keep on, if everyone keeps on doing that, then eventually the higher lows come up so high that you just break out to the upside. Yeah. That's what happens. And you start hitting some low volume areas to higher prices. All right. It's basically QANX for today. We have to see what happens. Let me have a look at QANX's TRX page. I haven't looked at it, so I have no idea. if I can find it. Quantum computing threats are top of mind. What does that even mean? Quantum computing threats are top of mind for regulators and crypto innovators after G7 recent. I wish they could speak in better English. After G7's recent commitment to increasing. The fuck, I can't even read that. Someone should have read that before they posted that. You know when you can't read something, what I do is I go into Grok, summarize. Maybe it's just too early in the morning here in sunny El Salvador. No idea. The query summarized is vague, so let's figure out what to put that. Oh, that was my query. Oh, Grok, you're so annoying. Da. So fucking long. I should do quick answer, shouldn't I? By the time Grok is finished, QANX would have already gone to the moon. Wow, it's so slow, huh? Shit. Okay, 1 minute and 48 seconds. G7 leaders committed in June 2025 to form a joint working group on quantum technologies for risk management and standards coordination. NIST finalized post-quantum cryptography standards in 2024, featuring MLKEM and MLDSA algorithms. IonQ's 2025 roadmap projects a cryptographically relevant quantum computer by 2028. Wow. So we only have to hold for 3 more years. PQFIF proposal warns of harvest now, decrypt later attacks targeting encrypted data for future quantum. Oh, this is pretty scary, huh? Harvest now, decrypt later. So they'll harvest the data now and they'll decrypt it later. Wow. NSM 10 mandates US federal systems to migrate to quantum resistant cryptography by 2035. So now we have to hold for 10 years. Hold QANX for 10 years and you're going to be super fucking rich. Bitcoin improvement proposal from July 2025 calls for sunsetting legacy signatures over 5 years to count. So this is interesting. And this is probably the most interesting point in this post. Bitcoin wants to eliminate all the legacy signatures, including, I guess, the Satoshi wallet, because of the risk of quantum computing. So that's 5 years. Imagine if 2028, if the IonQ's roadmap, which projects a cryptographically relevant quantum computer by 20, imagine if they can hack those legacy signatures within 5 years, and they beat Bitcoin to the race. PQFIF outlines 4-phase migration, foundation in 6 months, pilot in 6 to 18 months, scale in 18 to so I guess what's happening, what I get from this information is that it's starting to heat up. It's quantum threat is starting to pick up, and I think we can be rest assured that whatever happens on this chart, when the mainnet is launched, this is going to be a really crazy breakout for sure. Yeah, you can see now, like I'm just looking at the charts now. I'm just looking at it without any data. I can see that we've just gone horizontally. We've just gone sideways for 4 years, effectively. Once the mainnet is launched, we're going to get an increase in volume, an increase in liquidity. And the relevance is going to be tied to the awareness of the quantum threat. And so it seems like they're starting to take note. Okay, so this is really good for us. I think this is really good. What else is there? That was the only one. That was the only post since last week. I don't know when the mainnet is going to be launched. I don't think anyone knows. But this is really a good place to pick up this token if you haven't picked it up. That's a really nice green candle, by the way. Look at that. That's a really nice buy candle, that 4-hour candle. It's cleared the liquidity from the lows. You've got a nice big volume, big buy up. Let's see if we can go up now. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Either we go up or one more low, take the lows one more time and then go up. Either way, I think we have to go up now. This is the right place. All right, that's QANX. I don't really have anything more to say, except that this is the right place to buy. And if you're looking to buy, buy now and keep on accumulating, not financial advice. All right. And I'm going to move on to TRVL, and then I'm going to kind of end my stream. So TRVL, what's going on here? Let's just have a look at the Dtravel X page. Villa Martini in Bali is your perfect ocean breeze hideout. Sunset views that make your jaw drop. Open air living and pure luxury vibes. Staying here and saving up to 30% by booking peer-to-peer with the owner or manager in all crypto is possible. And it's thanks to Dtravel. Don't fade it. Dtravel. September might be quiet for the markets, but travel never stops, and neither do we. Have you booked your next trip yet? And you've seen this video by Andrea. Okay. Have a look at that. Let's quickly have a look at the Telegram. Let's see what's going on here. New booking site, new booking site, new booking site, booking process, booking process. Hi, hey Dtravelers, that's me and you. Friday is here, which means it's time for your weekly drop of product updates. We'll catch you up on what's new and give you a peek at what we've been building. And big news. We're officially back on YouTube. Expect more Dtravel stories, tutorials, AMAs. Yes. Community highlights rolling out there. To kick things off, we've just dropped a new vlog where we met one of our hosts in Bali and lived the full crypto rental journey in real life. Show us some love by liking and sharing it to reach more travelers, hosts around the world. All right, let's have a look.
We are only 2 weeks away from CoinFest, and I gotta admit that I'm super excited, but at the same time kinda nervous. However, I had also the thought that if this is a crypto event, why not going all in crypto? So today I'm gonna show you my booking process with Dtravel, where I'm going to find hopefully my dreamy villa where I'm going to pay with crypto. As I said, this is the first time, so be patient with me. So here in the landing page, you scroll down a little bit, you're gonna find this Discover Bali button, where I'm gonna set the dates I'm gonna arrive and apply all the filters that I think that fit better for me. Perfect. This is a good location because it's very close to the main venue. And here I find pretty good one. This one right here.
All right, I've paused it. This is really good. You can find that on the Dtravel YouTube. Shit, I've got more subscribers than they have. Go ahead and subscribe. Why not? They got 7 views. You can see that Andrea's posted something. This is really good. Yes. So you can see clearly that Dtravel is active. This is what I was talking about last month. Dtravel is starting to get active with the marketing, and this is the Friday update. And Andrea is making videos. She's our community manager. She's based in Indonesia, in Bali, and this is really good news for us because what we actually do need is aggressive marketing, and you see it's starting to happen now. Perfect. So let's look at the charts quickly. And I'm going to do a long stream now. It's a relatively short stream. Where are we now with regards to Dtravel, TRVL? So yesterday we had, I mean, it looks like a bearish candle, right? But it's not that bearish. And I'll explain why. Because we close higher than the previous day low. You see that? And we take out the liquidity from the previous day low. Do you see that? So you have this kind of crazy selling, but the price fails to get lower, close lower than these 2 previous day lows. Does that make sense? And right now what you're seeing is a higher low on the current day. So even though it looks pretty bearish, I wouldn't say this is bearish right now. I would say actually this is quite nice. All right. Let me check out these other time frame candles quickly. So on the 3-day candles, you see the previous 3-day candle, we took the liquidity, and now we've come down again to the lows to take the liquidity. We have how many days left on that? 1 day and 10 hours. So we still have another 2 days on that. And then obviously on the weekly candle, we've come all the way down to search for liquidity. This is what I was talking about, the search of liquidity. We've come into this kind of weekly red order block. You see that? That's where we're at. So the price is just in search of liquidity. Had a little kind of mini reversal here, and now it's coming back down to find liquidity. And that's usually what happens with the price when the price is slightly exhausted or over exhausted. So if I go back to this inverse head and shoulders that I was looking at, you can clearly see that we've come back to this trend line. We've kind of lost that little horizontal line that I was imagining. So we're kind of slightly underneath it. But because we're still within these previous candles, specifically this kind of wide-bodied red doji, these are still inside candles, which could mean we can just go back up. Yeah, it's not a big problem. This is kind of the area we need to hold now to create this right shoulder, which is what I was imagining before. Let me just update. And it's quite nerve-wracking for me because I remember I've been talking about this inverse head and shoulder since the 6th of July. I really want it to happen just because it will make me feel good, and also possibly I get bragging rights for predicting the future. And also everyone makes money, so not financial advice. Let me draw out this volume. Yeah, so you see this is the problem. We have actually lost the value area, which is, I think the value area high moved a bit higher. So we've kind of lost it a little bit. What we do need to do right now is we do need to find support somewhere here, if we can. And then we need to get back above the value area high. Yeah. So let me just kind of delete that, move that across. We need to get back above the value area high. We need to just get back above it. And we don't want to fall back down to the point of control. I don't think we do. I don't think we want to lose this trend line, to be honest with you. It's not going to look amazing if we start falling. It would be more consolidation, more range bound behavior. It would look differently. And that's kind of, I wouldn't mind if we can form a right shoulder here. But let's just see how that plays out. I had the VWAP before. So let me get the VWAP. You see that? So we still haven't hit the anchored VWAP. that's slightly lower than this trend line. So if we do get a flash sell, you could get it to go down and then buy up from that amphitheater, or we just kind of hold here and just go up. So it doesn't really matter how we go up, as long as we can just kind of hold these support levels as the price consolidates and tries to figure out what it does, or as Bitcoin consolidates and as Bitcoin tries to figure out what Bitcoin does. That's the range value area. And then if I take the value area from the July 6th low, yeah, we really need to get back above this little area now. This little area that we're losing, we need to really get back above it. And it's not hard to get back above it. All we need is some impulsive market buying, really. It's not that difficult. Just having a look at the volume. I think on this weekly time frame candle, I want to see a higher than previous week low close. And that's going to be a real test to see how we close. So the jury's still out. Is there anything else I can look at? Yeah, let me just hide all this data. And if I kind of go to my indicators, which I like to look at sometimes, yeah, I always say on the 4-hour time frame is flagging bull. Quite oversold on the CCI here. Are we getting bullish divergences? Almost, but not quite. I mean, there is bullish divergence. Yeah, you can see you got higher lows there, lower lows there, and that's on the CCI. I think the MACD wants to kind of print bullish divergence. It's kind of flat there. You see the high, you got lower highs and you got like a flat lows. This is almost about to, it looks like the MACD here is about to turn, put in a low and cross. So we are getting a little bit of absorption here on these indicators. And then the other thing to note, and this is really important, when you look at the weekly Bollinger Bands as well, we're coming back to test the midpoint. Although the midpoint's much lower, it's at 8428 and we're at 9394 right now. So we are it's a good 10% lower than the current price. But you see the midpoint of the Bollinger Band on the weekly time frame has offered a support, and naturally we expect it to continue offering support until that flips. You see on the 3-day midpoint, we haven't actually had a convincing test. That's at 8667. Okay, so that is 7% lower than where we are. And then when we look at the daily, you see on the daily we're washing it. We had a little bit of a nice test there which felt like support, and then here we've washed it. We haven't back tested it as a resistance, so we haven't flipped it into resistance yet. So I think part of the reason why it's behaving like this is because of the illiquid nature of TRVL. So it's not like Bitcoin or like a high liquidity token where these levels matter more. But they're kind of reference points, are they? Let's have a look at the 2 weekly time frame. You see on the 2 weekly time frame, its midpoint is like crazy to the downside. And what we really do want to see is we want to see continued impulsive buying. What moving average is that one? That's the 50 moving average. And again, that 50 moving average nicely coinciding. Look at that. That's the 50 daily moving average. We're above it, aren't we? Huh? See, last time we were above the 50 daily moving average. We were able to kind of, that was not the last time, but this is the last time. Look at that. So it really goes back to my original kind of analysis, which is this inverse head and shoulders. And that's kind of what I'm looking for right now. To see where the price of TRVL is going to find support. Golden pocket, trend line. It's actually nice, reacting nicely off that golden pocket, isn't it? But the great thing is that we are not selling off in a crazy dramatic way. We are getting like consolidation, waves of consolidation, buying and selling, buying and selling, and buying and selling. And as I was saying in my last stream, if you go to CoinGecko and have a look at TRVL and you have a look at the historical data, then you can clearly see that we've got really nice volume. So even yesterday and the day before, today and the day before, yesterday and the day before, look at that, $500,000 worth of volume. These are really good numbers for the volume when you compare it to the market cap. We're getting like 25% volume of the market cap. And it's really, really strong volume at these levels. And so it just means that we're getting a lot of buying and selling at these levels. And that's kind of what we want to see. We want to see nice volume. So let's just see what happens. I don't really have any more insights. I think the best strategy is a higher time frame dollar cost averaging strategy over time-based dollar cost average. It's the best strategy for any low liquid, illiquid token. And you see these pullbacks, they're buying opportunities, you know. That's how you have to view pullbacks. When you look at the local highs and you're looking at the price, you know, we're down 20% cheaper. That's how you have to view it. 20%. You can't be thinking to yourself, well, I'm waiting for lower, because are you waiting for lower? Are you waiting for it to go down another 20%? But if you're buying here, then the structure's changed, you know. So you could buy, but then you have to sell. Whereas now you could buy and the price could moon. And that's kind of what we want. We want to buy at levels of support where the price is showing a little bit of where the bears are showing a little bit of weakness. And then when the price does go up, it can go up 100%, it can go up 200%. And actually from this area, if we can get the price of TRVL up to 3, from here where we are, we can get up to 3 cents, which is kind of my target. That's like a 200% increase in value. So there's a big increase in value. If we can find support here, hold support here, and form this right shoulder for a breakout to the upside. Once we get up to 3 cents, we're back into this overall range, and then everything starts to look really nice, because then you'll get big take profits, and then we can get reaccumulation again, which is what we want to see for another leg up after this leg completes. All right, so that's kind of the charts. It's not, I don't really have much insight. I'll continue looking at it. The next time I look at it will be on Sunday, and just keep on going and having a look at the DX page. You're going to find information posted there. The YouTube, go and subscribe now. You can go and subscribe to the Dtravel YouTube. I don't know what the link is, so I have no idea. Let me just see. Oh, yeah, there it is. Dtravel DAO. Let me post that into the chat. Go and subscribe to the Dtravel YouTube, and hopefully we get some AMAs back on track. And what they do actually need to do is update their website, which would be very useful. Yeah. So yeah, so let's see what happens with the next couple of days. I think on the weekly time frame, I wouldn't mind if we close higher than the previous week low, and I would like to see how we close by the end of Sunday. Yeah. If we can close if we can close above the previous week low, that would be really bullish. To have a swing failure of the previous week low and closing higher, and then we can smash up to the upside. It's kind of what's on my mind right now. We really need to break out to the upside. We can't just keep on plodding along. I mean, we could. We did it before, huh? We plodded along here. See that? It just plodded along, plodded along. We could just plod along until it just hits our 3 cents target. It's possible. And it's crazy to think that TRVL only a year ago was at 9 cents, and 2 years ago it was at 12 cents. Sorry, yeah, 12 cents. And 3 years ago it was at 14 cents. And then 4 years ago we were trading at 50 cents. How crazy is that? And so naturally what you're looking at is a higher time frame correction, a higher time frame accumulation. Effectively what you're looking at is weak hands being shook out, but the project going from strength to strength to strength to strength. And you know, don't doubt, take my word for it. If you go to the June.com, the Dtravel analytics, I'll paste it in chat for you. You can see the stats for yourself. The listings, look, 5,375. It's going up. I mean, it might not be going up like crazy numbers just yet, but it's going up. And the number of cities, number of countries. I'm here in El Salvador. I'm working really hard here to onboard properties from El Salvador onto the Dtravel network. That's my task out here. It's a self-appointed mission, actually. I mean, I know Dtravel knows what I'm doing, but I just came out on my own to just kind of, I really feel that this is the place we need to capture. I've managed to get 4 listings on, 2 properties, 4 listings on to the Dtravel network so far. But what I'm expecting is this to be completely, really populated, like 200, 300, 400 over the next few months. If I can do that here, then I think we can replicate that all over Central South America. And, you know, that's how we're going to grow as a business when we start getting more and more properties and listings onto the Dtravel network. And it's an easy sell, because all I have to do is just tell people that you can accept crypto. In this part of the world is really starting to become an important requirement. The ability to accept crypto, the ability to be autonomous, the ability to be decentralized, to be not under threat of being closed down by Airbnb. A lot of people here don't like to be controlled by centralized authorities. And this is, for a lot of people, when I talk to people now, I'm talking to a lot of people and telling them about Dtravel, and they're really liking it. They're really enjoying the idea of a decentralized peer-to-peer vacation rental platform application. And so here I am in El Salvador. I'm trying to onboard. I did make a post a few days ago about my first kind of onboarding experience, and I think Dtravel kind of posted it. I'll go back to it just in case you haven't seen. Let's have a look. There it is. There am I here and sitting in this exact same spot, and hopefully we're going to see more of these. I've got some plans for some events and onboarding events here in El Salvador, in San Salvador, where I am. And so I've been talking to a lot of people here, a lot of people who are really interested. They're going to help me out. What we're looking to do is actually, and I don't think people realize this. People are looking at TRVL and they're going, this is just another crypto. Is this just another crypto? Is Dtravel just another Airbnb? And actually the answer is no, it's not. Dtravel isn't just another crypto. It's not just another Airbnb. What Dtravel is and will become is a decentralized grassroots movement of people who are passionate about travel. And eventually I think what we will build, or what we're heading towards, is a decentralized token economy which rewards travelers, people who offer travel experiences, people who offer travel destinations, travel locations. That's what we're eventually building, like a token economy based on travel. And it's going to be a grassroots movement. It's going to be from the ground up. It's not going to be top down, some kind of centralized entity churning out their shit from the top. It's going to be grassroots. It's going to be for the ground up. That's what we're building. These things take time, and often they require iterations until finally you get to the right track and the right path and the right journey, and then you're heading in the right direction. Once that starts to take form, we're going to see some real explosive growth in the network. So right now it's preliminary growth, but in the future we're going to see exponential growth, because it's going to be grassroots growth. It's going to be people participating and joining the Dtravel network because of the value that they can bring and because of the value that they can extract to live effectively. And we're not just talking about travel and traveling and travelers. You're talking about every kind of travel action that benefits traveling. And so this is a work in progress. This is something that can only form over time, with the combination of people's brains and minds and passion and energy coming together with the same ideas. And so I've got ideas, and I've been talking to Dtravel about my ideas, and we continue having conversations about different ideas. I think right now what we want is for the token price to go up. If you believe in decentralized travel, if you believe in the idea of what we're trying to do, then whoever can buy as much token as possible helps, because it helps bring in more investors. It helps with the runway. It helps with people like me to continue doing what I'm doing, because obviously as the price goes up, people who are trying to build and grow the TRVL network, we can kind of sell a little bit of TRVL to fund what we're doing and to grow. And that's the whole idea of a grassroots movement, where if you start to see what we're doing, we start to believe in what we're doing, you start to buy TRVL, invest effectively in TRVL, then you're actually funding the growth of Dtravel and effectively the growth of TRVL. Because what am I doing here in El Salvador? I'm pushing and promoting Dtravel and TRVL. And you've got people like Andrea and James in Indonesia doing exactly the same thing. And that's what we're doing. We're growing, we're building the network. And that brings value to the network, and that brings value to Dtravel, and that brings value to increasing value to TRVL. So the more people can buy TRVL and accumulate. Now, right now it's, in a sense, it's quite speculative, because you're speculating on the growth of the future, the increasing value for the future, but it won't be. In the future, TRVL will have some kind of mega intrinsic value. These are conversations that are being had. The problem isn't the incentive or the objective. The problem is the timings of the bull market and the developer time required to implement those radical ideas, which are going to bring real value to TRVL, to be able to develop and code and implement them, it's going to take a bit of time. And so we have to be careful about not losing the momentum of the bull market. And all eyes are still on Bitcoin. We haven't seen that crazy alt season yet. And no one even knows if it's going to come. I think it probably will, but no one knows when, how, when, if, but what. Lots of questions. And so in those circumstances, we've been consolidating, we've been correcting for such a long time. Now is a good time to accumulate, even if the price of TRVL was to kind of, for reasons that I can't explain, go sideways for whatever period of time. The reality is we will break out in the future. We will. It will happen. You just got to be patient. You just got to keep on accumulating. But it makes my life easier. It makes people like me, our lives easier. It makes Dtravel's life easier if and when TRVL can get back above the previous all-time low. That will help with the runway of Dtravel. It will allow Dtravel to hire back in some more developers and marketing. It will help people like me who are on the back of what we believe and what we understand, trying to push and promote Dtravel and TRVL. Like right now, I'm not selling TRVL. Why would I? It's madness. I'm expecting the price to go up. But obviously, when it gets to a certain price, then I'll be able to kind of take a little bit of profit and use that to keep on expanding and growing the Dtravel network. And that's the objective here. So yeah, if you can help, if you believe in what we're doing, not financial advice, do your own research and keep on accumulating until finally we can get a nice clean breakout to the upside. And we have to get back above the previous all-time low. That would be really amazing if we can do that. All right. So that's TRVL. Next time we'll be streaming TRVL will be on Sunday. And until then, I'm on Telegram. Feel free to comment on my X page. And feel free to reach out to me on my Discord. The link is below the video. All right. Have a wonderful weekend and I'll see you on Sunday.